Thank you for tuning in, thank you for subscribing, and welcome back to another episode of Mark Reviews Book Club. Now, if you're one of my more observant viewers and subscribers, you may have noticed a big thick book on my bookshelf during my last review. And this is what it is. I just finished this one as well. This is Team of Rivals by Doris Kearns Goodwin. And if you think you've heard of this book, you're probably right. It was very famous when it first came out. Just the cover alone is just crowded with all of the accolades that this book won. So it was a New York Times #1 bestseller. They turned it into a major motion picture, Lincoln, by Steven Spielberg. There's a quote on here from Barack Obama. It says, "A remarkable study in leadership," and then it won the Pulitzer Prize. So we're talking about a legitimate book that the entire literary world thinks is worth your time, and I'm going to tell you that it is. You know, when I say it's worth your time, how much time are we talking about here? Because when you're talking about a book this thick, it's a serious time commitment. This isn't a book that you could just read on a beach vacation or something. This is going to take you some time, and if you're not a serious, dedicated, and kind of quick reader, you're going to get bogged down in the early part of this book. I'll get to that in a second. I listened to this on Audible, and even on Audible, this clocks in at 42 plus hours. So it's gonna take you a long time. This is a serious undertaking. Now, the author, Doris Kearns Goodwin, lives in Concord, Massachusetts, as in the Battle of Lexington and Concord that started the Revolutionary War. So you would think that she would maybe write about the Revolutionary War, but I guess she's leaving that up to David McCullough with John Adams and Ron Chernow with Hamilton, or Alexander Hamilton. This one got turned into that musical by the same name, Hamilton.
And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
And if you've been watching this channel, you know it's no secret I am a big fan of biographies and historical accounts, first-hand narratives from people that were there, that witnessed these things as they happened. For me, it's a bit of a departure to fast forward to the Civil War era because I love the Revolutionary War era. But Team of Rivals is one that I had heard about for years, and I watched that movie, Lincoln, with that masterful performance by Daniel Day-Lewis.
I am the President of the United States of America, clothed in immense power.
So I've been intrigued, but it took a while to commit to reading, or rather listening to, something this long. So as with any exhaustive, well-researched book of this nature, you're gonna have a lot of notes and references, and that is 150 pages of references, notes, and the index. So, you know, remove that, but this is still almost 750 pages. I mean, it's about 750 pages, so this is a major book. And I want to note that the version of the book that I got has kind of that classic cover from when this was first published. You'll probably more likely find Team of Rivals with a cover that matches the movie poster from the movie Lincoln. So what should you expect if you decide to undertake a serious study of Team of Rivals, either by reading it or listening to it on Audible? First and foremost, this is not an Abraham Lincoln biography. As the title suggests, this is about a team of rivals. This is about the cabinet that Abraham Lincoln pulled together and the way that he worked with people with diverse backgrounds and disparate views and opinions. It's a story of how he was successful because he surrounded himself with the right people. So be forewarned that the first almost 300 pages or more are basically about like local candidacies and local campaigns and debates and things on a state level long before he ever ascends to the presidency. But it paints a much richer, fuller background, and it helps you to understand these people in a way that you can't otherwise. I love biographies because you get to know the people. You get to peer into their personal journals and diaries and letters to their loved ones. You get an unfiltered view of who they actually were, not just their public face, but who they were behind closed doors. When you get to peek behind the curtain, you get a little bit of the unfiltered and unrefined perspective of who these people actually were as people. And it's a lot easier to forgive some of their actions and the perceptions that we've had all these years. Even in her day, Mary Todd was fighting against the public perception of her. So people said that she was disconnected and aloof from society, and that she spent lavishly decorating the White House and hosting big parties and buying nice clothes. And you know what she was doing with her discretionary time? She was literally disguising herself to sneak out of the White House under the cover of night to go serve in military hospitals to treat the Union soldiers that were coming back with amputations and bullet wounds and any kind of injury that you can possibly imagine, and some that you probably can't. That's just one example. I came away with such a better appreciation for the people, these major players at this pivotal time in our history. And if I seem fired up or emotional about this, it's because these were real people with real stories and real motivations and real emotions. And I've done a lot of business book reviews, like I just did this one and this one, this one. You know, these books are great. They inspire me to be a better person, a better manager, a better employee. But I don't have the same kind of emotional connection to these because these are theories. These are business perspectives and things that will help you be a more effective leader. But I don't know that there's anything out there that will make you a better leader than studying one of the greatest leaders of all time. So do I recommend Team of Rivals? It should be apparent by this point. Absolutely. I cried at the end. I legitimately cried. And why? I knew going in, Sic Semper Tyrannis, that Lincoln was going to get shot at Ford's Theater. That just happened. I mean, it's a fact. It's not like a plot twist that Doris Kearns Goodwin threw in at the end. Lincoln dies, right? He's assassinated. And still, when it happened, maybe because I had dedicated over 40 hours at that point to studying him in a more intimate way, I felt the gravity of that moment. I understood the emotions that his friends and family expressed. And that is why you have to love biographies, because you don't get that kind of detail and emotion and background from watching a Hollywood adaptation of a book. You get it from going to the source material. So if you have connected with anything that I've said today, go check out this book or check out any biography. Find a biography of someone that you admire from history, someone who really lived, and go read it. Go listen to the audiobook. If you decide to pick up this one, there's a link in the description below to where you can get the physical book or the Audible book. I loved this one. This was like my personal pleasure to listen to while I mowed the lawn and did dishes and went on bike rides and things like that. I did this on my own time around the times that I've been doing some of these business book reviews, because for me, this is a way to kick back and relax and really connect to one of my heroes from history. Do me one more favor, click on this right here. Please subscribe to my channel. And on this side, check out some of the other videos that I've made. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support. And let me know in the comments below, are there other biographies I should check out? I'm open to it.